Local infectious disease expert tells ABC7 that if you get tested too soon after a possible exposure, you could test negative only to become infected days later. We have Good Morning El Paso's Madeline Audley live to explain what you should consider before getting tested. Good morning.
Mauricio, good morning. It can be daunting to go get a COVID-19 test. Several ABC7 viewers have called to complain that the testing lines here at the Valle Verde Testing Center have lasted them for hours. It's part of the reason that timing is so important when you get that COVID-19 test, so you don't have to come back and do it all over again. Part of the reason you might have to is if you go to get tested just too soon after that initial exposure. Dr. Armando Meza says on average, someone without symptoms will have the highest yield of the virus 5 to 7 days after being exposed. If you go too soon, you might test negative only to become infected later on. That can be dangerous if you're unknowingly spreading the virus. If you do have symptoms, you might be most likely to test positive 3 days after those symptoms develop. So what should you do in the meantime? Quarantine right away after exposure and even after you test negative.
I think you should be quarantining more than that because those numbers that I'm providing you are pretty much the average exposure time for positivity. But you should expect to be positive if you became infected during that time period.
County Health Authority Dr. Hector Carranza tells us that he believes part of the reason for this recent surge in cases that we're seeing here in El Paso is that not everyone is following those isolation orders they're supposed to, and not everyone is going to get tested as they should. Reporting live in the Lower Valley, Madeline Audley, Good Morning El Paso.